Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 15 of the Son of Man podcast. Today, if you remember from the last episode, actually, I talked about the new direction I want to be taking this podcast, which is mainly focusing on more of a personal development sort of side of the business. So for you who don't know, I own a clothing brand called Son of Man, and there's a few areas I'm focusing on. One is developing people and trying to make them the best version of themselves, which is kind of like the side thing, but the main focus for Son of Man is to focus on giving homes to homeless people and providing them with jobs and an income and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. But so for that reason, the podcast generally leads to more of like the personal development side of things. So that's what it's going to be focusing from here on out. I've already recorded this whole episode, but I think I deleted it somehow. So here we are back again, round number 2. We're going to be going through this book called Executive Toughness by Jason Selk, and this is going to end up being a 4-part series talking about all the main points, all my main takeaways, all the best things I've learned, condensing it into small little episodes that you guys can listen to on the way to work or to school or wherever you're going. And I hope you find some value, and I hope you learn something from this. So part number 1 of this mental toughness series is called Foundations of Mental Toughness. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Some pretty basic stuff, but stuff that you need to know and stuff you need to understand before going on to the next episode. So make sure to pay attention. I shouldn't say that, but anyway, make sure to have a listen, and hopefully you learn something out of this. So this first section of part 1 is called Defining Your Win, and the first part of that is identifying your purpose. So the first step to developing mental toughness is defining what your purpose is. Without completing this first step, your journey will lack vision and reason, which will likely lead to you giving up, and it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. Defining your purpose/calling is one of the most important steps to developing your mental toughness. And some examples of your purpose could be serving others, it could be achieving greatness, it could be making the world a better place. There's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to purpose. It's basically whatever you feel called to and whatever's on or in your heart for the world. And so for me, my purpose would be definitely come under serving others. As I said at the start, I really have a heart to help the homeless people, to provide them with a job and provide them with an income, and that's why I'm trying to build this business into so where I'm in a position where I can offer jobs to people like that and make the world a better place one step at a time. So that's what my purpose is. And then once you got your purpose, the second most important step after identifying your purpose is to identify what your priorities are. And there's many things that it can be. It could be your faith, it could be your finances, it could be your family, your career, hobbies, education, relationships, and your health, all sorts of things. However, it's been realized that humans are only capable of successfully managing 3 priorities at a time. So before moving on, you can pause the podcast, you can just take a break. It's only been a few minutes, but just have a pause and identifying what your top 3 priorities for the next season of your journey are. For me, at the moment, for what I'm doing right now, it's currently my studies, my business, and my health, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. That doesn't mean it's always going to be my 3 priorities, but that's what I'm working on right now. So right now, pause the podcast, think about what your priorities are. Is it a relationship with someone? Is it your finances? Is it your career? Have a think about it, and we'll move on. So once you have your purpose and your priorities laid out, I want to start talking about self-image, which is usually the point where I'll be like, all right, this is worthless. This is just your fluffy, weird stuff that doesn't matter. But I want to give you some facts. I'm going to give you some reasons why this is actually a really important step for your foundations of mental toughness. So what Jason Selk says about self-image is essentially how you view yourself, what strengths and weaknesses you believe you possess, and what you believe you're capable of achieving. And so Maxwell Maltz first identified the concept of self-image in his groundbreaking book, Psycho-Cybernetics, which I haven't actually read yet, but I totally want to get around to that one day. But basically what he wrote in that book was, you will act like the sort of person you conceive yourself to be. More important, you literally cannot act otherwise, in spite of all your conscious efforts or willpower. This is why trying to achieve something difficult with teeth gritted is a losing battle. Willpower is not the answer, self-image management is. So moving on from that naturally, what is self-image management? Self-image management is sending the correct messages to yourself about yourself, continually focusing on experiencing the success you desire, causes your own belief in your ability to grow. When you develop a true belief in yourself, you become capable and powerful. And in the book Executive Toughness, Jason Selk talks a lot about making like this movie that you play in your head every single morning about basically about the ideal life you want to live. And so like living out your purpose and living out your priorities. And one tip to make that really effective is to make it as specific as possible. For example, where does that vision start? Are you at work or are you at home? What room are you in? What's on the walls? Who are you with? What are you feeling? Just basically making like a vision of where you want to be, like your ideal state of living basically. And when you're doing that, you want to make sure you cover multiple aspects of your life, stuff from your family life, your work life, and how they interact with each other. And the more specific you get, the more real it will feel. And by basically doing this every morning, you're basically putting it in your self-image, like this is what I am, this is what I'm capable of doing, and this is where I'm trying to get to. And once you've identified your purpose, your priorities, and that 30-second movie that you can play in your head every single morning, you'll be ready to start your mental toughness journey and be able to achieve any goal that you set for yourself. So that's all the content I wanted to get through for part 1 of this 4-part series, going through the book Executive Toughness, talking about mental toughness. We're going to be going more in depth and more specific in the next episode next week at the exact same time. So make sure to follow the podcast if you haven't already. If you did enjoy it, if you did get some value out of this, please take a screenshot, chuck it up on your story or something. That would help me out a lot. Or just leave a 5-star rating wherever you're listening to this. That'd be super awesome. But anyway, guys, I generally hope you guys got some value out of this, or you just found it enjoyable or whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.